Hello, welcome to Creative Crafting by Katie. I am working with molded tonight. I have this in a 16-ounce container and in a 8-ounce container. This is the 16-ounce container, and it comes in a paste-like form. You can find it on my website at creativecraftingbykatie.com. I already pre-molded this, or unmold this book. I have it right here. I tried this a while ago, because I knew it was a really thick mold and I didn't know if it was going to take. So I did have some issues when I went to take it out because it hadn't set up quite long enough because it was so thick. Mine generally takes 12 to 24 hours to cure in the silicone mold, and then it becomes bendable and flexible. However, obviously this is not bendable and flexible because it is so thick, okay? But if you were using something like a molding trim, this then, as it's cured in that silicone mold, you take it out, and now you can use this as a half bead trim, and you don't have to place each one individually on a piece of tape, paint them, and then turn around and glue them on one by one. So look how much you can get done. This can also be used on furniture as well. So I applied this paste-like product, molded wood, into the silicone mold. This is a product that I invented in my garage. Okay, so it comes like this, and you just put it in a silicone mold. I also did it here in these cross molds here. I'm going to actually put that on the front of this. So let's play around with it. I decided to try this again with leaving it hollow in the middle there, and then seeing what it's like from there, because obviously we don't really care if we don't see the back of the book, right? Saves on a lot of product. This is more of a mold that you would use for resin than anything, but we're playing around to see how well it works. So I'm just going to kind of break it a little bit here, as far as loosening the sides of this mold here to get it to come out. And again, I don't know how cure it's going to be on the inside, just because it's just a thicker mold. So I'm not sure how well it's going to work. So we're just going to take it out like this, and voila, there we go. That worked out well. So now what we can do is, here's a little bit of piece here, but the sides, you can see the book in it. Same here, the little pages. Again, that's the bottom. And so it doesn't matter if you leave it lay like that. What does it matter if it's completely thick or not, eh? Okay, and then these are the crosses that I had done up as well. Very cool. These are going to be bendable and flexible as well, okay? Can you see that? So if you wanted to go ahead and put them on something that was round, that would work as well. And the same with this. Okay, so just so you know, we're going to put one of those on here, but first of all, we're just going to play around with some white paint on here. I'm going to use chalk paint. It's just what I happen to have here. And I also did pick this color of the Waverly paint, which is hazelnut. I kind of liked this for the cross. However, I don't even know that I'm going to put anything on there, because if you look at it, it's pretty darn close, right? It's wood, wood-based product, so that's why it looks like wood, right? The color of wood. So let's get playing around here with the book. And again, I'm just using chalk paint because it happens to be sitting there. Do you guys see that it's picking up the lines? This molded wood will enhance all of the nooks and crannies of a silicone mold. As long as you get in there, it's going to do its thing. So what I like about this is it's going to look a little bit rusted, rugged, tattered, vintagey looking for me. That's exactly the look I would be going for if I hadn't planned it. So we're going to put this white paint on here and go from there as far as putting our cross on here. You could also put some scrapbook paper on here. I have done napkins. You can definitely Mod Podge or decoupage anything on this molded wood as well. If you just had something a little bit more simpler, I have done it before. So keep that in mind if you have something fun you would like to apply to this as well, as far as a napkin goes, or rice paper, anything like that. You can definitely use cardstock or your scrapbook paper. It's thicker, so it's not going to get into all the grooves like a piece of napkin or rice paper would. But you guys, this is just amazing, the detail that it picks up on here of everything. And you're really going to see that in the cross itself once I go to show you how that looks. And you can just dry brush a little bit of white paint on to that cross, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about there as soon as we get the book done. So, fun times, fun times. Take my fingerprints out of that. And then this is really fun because you see the detail there. So, I'm going to cover it all up, then we'll come back in with a little bit of color and enhance this in 3D here. It's definitely worth it. You can use luster, rub and buff, things of that nature. Just another paint to also embellish up all of these areas as well. So I do really like this 3D look. The embellishments that are the paint or whatever you choose to use to enhance that embellishment of these is your choice. Okay. All right. So we have that. This was the one that I was going to use on here when I'm finished. I'm going to show you here. Just take this brush that I already have that I'm using. And if you just dry brush on here, you're going to get a really cool effect by pulling out all of that fine detail, right? But not fully painting it. You can come in along the sides. These sides have some ridges to the mold, and just simply enhance that edge as well. And voila, you're done. Okay. And you could just adhere this on to here. I'm going to use some wood glue just because it's a wood-based product. Because I'm putting them together, I'm just going to use some wood for that. But I think I'll just dry brush this a little bit with the white on this one as well. You see how the flower effect in the middle there comes out? How fun is that? Then I'm going to come back in with a tad bit of like a gold. So there really wasn't any need for me to put anything brown on here because it's already that way, right? So let's just go with that. But this hazelnut would be a good option for you if you really wanted to put some paint on there. That's a good color for the cross itself. Okay, so I'm just going to place this on the book itself right there. But let me dry it up a little bit because the paint itself is not quite dry. And I'm just worried about the top right now because I'm not going to be doing anything with the sides on there right now. I actually am going to just go over this really quickly again with what's left on my brush to make that a little bit more even on that. And then we will take some wood glue. I like to just use like a tight bond. You can also use a stick fast, E6000, something like that. Whatever's appropriate for the type of material you are adhering it to, that's my recommendation. So you don't have to get fancy. I'm not very big on the actual like hot glue on any of this stuff. It doesn't work the way you're going to want it to. It's going to pop off. Like, you know how you do other things. When you hot glue things on there, it tends to pop off much easier. You understand what I'm saying, right? All right, just a minute. Let's get going on doing this. Okay, this is the quick set. I do like the other one better. That's blue. I think it's like a 10-minute quick set or something, but this is what I have on hand, so this is what we're going to use. And because I have it all junked up, I'm just going to do it like this. Brush it on, use your finger, whatever method works best for you. So I'm just going to apply some of this wood glue here. You don't need to heat this product up or anything for it to be flexible. It will remain flexible without that. So let me get that centered on my book. I'm going to hold it down, and I'm going to actually just add a little bit of heat to help set up the glue itself, the adhesive tight on. I'm not big on the hot glue method with this. I like to keep it to the one product, one adhesive, but you do whatever you want, whatever you're comfortable with, you do you. That's my motto, you do you. Okay, and then I found this Bella Rose metallic wax. Found this at Hobby Lobby. These are only $1.99, you guys. $1.99. Can you believe that? So what it is it's this is gold shimmer. It's a metallic wax, and it's gonna be like a creamy consistency. Okay, and that is something you can use. I've not used this one yet. Yay! I love opening up new stuff. And actually, I think I'm just gonna peel it back like that. Okay, so you guys can see that this is stuck on there. I'm gonna use some of this gold here, and I'm gonna embellish this up a little bit more and let this kind of stand out on here with a little bit of the gold. You could definitely have taken some of this like metallic gold like this, and you could have put that on the entire cross itself. Okay. So fun way to just embellish that up like that. And now I'm going to take this, actually, I'm going to do this separate. Let me do it in a couple different levels. I'm going to go in there with a little bit of, I'm just going to use some of this brown, whatever brown I have. This is called burnt umber. Let's use some of this on a brush. Let's use it on maybe one of these little brushes like this, fan brushes. So I'm just going to grab a little bit out of the cap. Okay, and we're going to come in here. You do this with Antique Waverly wax. You could also do it with some of your inks that you've got going on there. And I'm going to come in here and hit it with this a little bit. I do want to enhance any of these ridges that are going to have any of the indentations or the distressed look. I definitely want to go with that and roll with that. I want to see all of that imperfection. Look how cool that is, you guys. Look how stinking cool that is. All right, now I'm going to come back in here with a little bit of this gold, and let's just accent it in here wherever you feel like you want to put it. And again, you do you on this. I'm going to come in on the pages a little bit, and then back in here we're going to layer this a little bit with some of this gold, and I'm just hitting the high areas on here, but it's giving it a whole new look because it's still got that brown undertone, right? But it just makes that pop. Again, there's so many different ways you could do this. You could come in here with some blacks or creams if you wanted to just make it look your own. How fun is this? I like to get in there with my fingers into the nitty-gritty of it all. And that's what we got. So do you guys see how simple this was? I just took 2 pieces of molded wood that I had molded up, and I made the cutest little embellishment that I can put on my display where I have all of the stuff that I use for Easter, and then every day I have up in my bedroom, I have a display of things from, like when my mom passed away, I had a Blessed Mother, a cross that was my dad's forever, things that I've accumulated over the years for my own collection. And I've gone with it like that, right? I've gone and done my own little spin on it, and I love it. So this is perfect. I think I might actually come in here with a little bit more gold though. I think I'm gonna actually make most of this on the top part gold and let it shimmer through. And let that cross just stand out just a wee bit more. I'm not really too concerned about the sides, but we could definitely do the sides. Let me see what I got here after the fact. This is how I like to craft. This is when things pop for me and my creativity flows for me more so than ever, is when I'm actually crafting it. And people think it's called being unprepared. Not for me. It's just the way my mind works. So I guess I will do the sides too. It seems to be giving me a better look that way. And I'm not going to be worried about getting it completely covered on the sides, just kind of down the edge a little bit. And if you need to set this glue up, just go ahead and put something heavy on it if you have to, and turn it upside down. I do like the other glue better, so it just sets up quicker for me. Okay, you see I'm liking this better here. That way it pops off of there much better. Okay, so you guys, again, it's called Mold-A-Wood. CreativeCraftingByKatie.com is where you will get your 8-ounce tub or your 16-ounce tub. You guys, give it a try if you have never tried it before. It is fantastic. You can do all kinds of different molds with it. You can do trim moldings. You can do anything in a silicone mold. We even make lace with it. Just apply it. You'll see a lot of videos on my page here that will show you how to use this product and put it in the mold. 12 to 24 hours for it to cure, and then voila, you've got something that you can put on furniture as a trim. I'm working on a piece right now, a table, like a half moon table that I'm working on. That's going to be a wonderful display of how you can use this Mold-A-Wood on that. So please give it a try if you have not already done so. You're going to love the product. Thank you so much. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you already don't, and have a wonderful day. Bye.